We're running the Cover 3 here at Pro Football Weekly, where we bring you 3 under-the-radar stories from Super Bowl XLVII. We're talking about that final drive for the San Francisco 49ers. Now, all the focus was on the 4th down play. Was it pass interference? Was it holding? Was it the right play call, the fade pattern of Michael Crabtree? But I bring you back to a couple plays early, the 3rd down play. Right after Kaepernick rolled right, missed Michael Crabtree in the end zone, the 49ers called a timeout. If you're going to call a timeout anyways, why don't you run the football with Frank Gore? Hello, Frank Gore had 110 yards rushing, averaged almost 6 yards a carry, and it was his big 33-yard game that put the 49ers in this position in the first place. You are known as a great running team, a fantastic offensive line, creative play calls, so many options inside the 5-yard line. Give the ball to Frank Gore. If he doesn't get it, then you call that timeout and come up with a play for 4th down. I thought the 3rd down play was really what really ruined the 49ers and cost them from taking the lead in the Super Bowl.
In the end, the 49er most distracted by Chris Culliver's remarks during the week leading up to the Super Bowl was, well, Chris Culliver. The 49ers nickel cornerback who caused quite a stir during the week with his anti-gay remarks made sure that we were talking about him as much on the field as we did leading up to the game, but for all the wrong reasons. Culliver was targeted frequently by Joe Flacco as he couldn't keep up with Anquan Boldin or Jacoby Jones, and even after getting burned at the end of the first half, made sure that Jones was able to get up and run in for the touchdown as Culliver was loafing and failed to bring him down. Things only got worse in the second half after the 49ers were clawing their way back into the game and they had a chance to get a 3-and-out early in the 4th quarter. Instead, Culliver committed pass interference on 3rd and 9 against Torrey Smith, giving Baltimore a fresh set of downs and the ability to drive the ball down the field for a field goal. Culliver played well for the most part this season, but his dumb moves on and off the field leading up to the Super Bowl, paired with the fact that San Francisco appeared particularly vulnerable against the deep ball throughout the postseason, means it wouldn't be shocking if the Niners spent an early pick in April's draft bolstering the depth of the secondary, which did become an issue in the Super Bowl.
When I try and think about the one thing in Super Bowl XLVII that caught me the most off guard, it was actually a trend that continued from earlier in the playoffs. Jim Harbaugh may be the best head coach and may have the best coaching staff in the NFL at making halftime adjustments, but the question is, why in the first half against the Green Bay Packers in the divisional playoffs, against the Atlanta Falcons in the conference title game, and now against the Ravens in the Super Bowl, did the 49ers appear not ready to play? Now, I don't want to say they weren't ready, but they just weren't very good. And then they come back in the second halves of these games and dominate. Now, again, the positive, Harbaugh and his staff are great at halftime adjustments. The negative, if you get your team ready to go from the opening kickoff, you win these games going away and you don't have these problems. I think Jim Harbaugh is one of the best young coaches in the NFL. There's no doubt in my mind about that. It's not just on the coaching staff, but for some reason, this 49ers team that I think is the most talented in the NFL in 3 straight playoff games, including the Super Bowl game, wasn't ready to go in the first half. They were dominant in the second half. It got them 2 wins, but it didn't get them the ring. That'll do it for this edition of Cover 3 on Super Bowl XLVII. For the very best in news, notes, and analysis, all the news, scoops, and rumors, some before they even happen, you want to make sure you stay with ProFootballWeekly.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.